Donald and Douglas, the Scottish twin engines, are both very important assets to the life of the North Western Railway. After escaping the scrapping of British steam in the 1960s, they found new working life on the Fat Controllers network, even if it was hard-earned. Afraid of being separated, the twins had tricked the Fat Controller by swapping their tenders so that he couldn't tell one from the other. However, the Fat Controller had found out about their trickery, and has ever since become more wary that it does not happen again. The two work very hard, and are useful on both passenger and goods work wherever they go, whether it be on the branch lines or on the main line. Twins they may be, but one didn't always feel the same as the other, as poor Douglas found out one day in the yards.
Good morning, doggy. How are you? Not well, Donald. I cannot make up steam today. Some just didn't feel right.
Before Douglas could reply, the Fat Controller drove up and strolled happily over to them. Good morning, Donald and Douglas. I have some good news for you. A train of rail enthusiasts is coming in today, and they've asked if they could see some of our most reliable and hard-working engines. Now, I can't spare both of you, but I have arranged that Douglas shall be holding demonstration trains for them when they arrive. Behave yourself, Douglas. I'd like you to show them the best that this railway has to offer, so don't let me down. He then spoke to Douglas's crew before hurrying off back to his office. Donald noticed a concerned look on his brother's face.
Do you think you can manage? No, I don't feel I can. There's no way I can pull the demonstration trains for the young enthusiasts. I can barely turn a wheel as it is.
Donald pondered. This meant a lot to the Fat Controller, and to let him down would not be proving that the pair were a credit to the line.
Perhaps then, doggy, we'll have to swap yon tenders again. It's the only way that we can. But Donald, don't you remember last time we did that? The Fat Controller nearly sent me back. We promised we'd never do that again. But doggy, we have to. If the enthusiasts see you in this state, they'll be disappointed, and they won't come back again.
Douglas frowned. He wondered if his twin was making the right decision.
Very well. If that's what you think we should do, then that's what we're going to do.
They were soon coupled up to the other twins' tender, Donald 10 and Douglas 9. The engines had told their crews about the matter, and they were soon removing the nameplates, whilst the engines exchanged looks.
Do you think you'll be alright?
Asked Douglas anxiously.
I cannot tell, doggy. There's only one way to find out. As long as no one sees us, we should just be fine.
Donald had clearly reckoned without Percy, who happened to see everything as he went about his work. He had been creeping up on the coaches as he entered the station, and neither the twins or their crews had heard him.
There's just one thing I cannot get straight. If you're pulling out my demonstration trains, then who's going to be doing your work?
Well, what's this then, Douglas? Swapping numbers again, are we? I thought you'd learnt from your lessons by now. If the Fat Controller finds out, he won't be happy.
I know, Percy, I know, but it's the only thing we can do.
He quickly explained the situation to the inquisitive tank engine.
You cannot tell nobody about this, Percy. You hear me?
Don't worry, I won't tell anybody. But is there anything I can do to help?
The twins looked at him with doubt.
Well, if you could take my trains for today while I play Douglas's part, that would be a huge help.
Of course I can do that. I was only going to help Diesel with the shunting anyway, but he can jolly well do that himself. I'll take Douglas to the yards and hide him too if you'd like.
Donald and Douglas smiled, slightly worried. They would have to put a great trust into Percy to make sure he didn't let out word of the switch. It was soon time for Donald, masquerading as Douglas, to leave to take the demonstration trains, and he puffed off to the sound of "good luck" from his stricken brother.
Right then, Douglas, let's get you to the yards.
Oh, thank Thank you, Percy. But you can call me Donald for now, just in case everyone hears you.
Oh, sorry. Come along then, Donald.
Come along, Douglas, you're almost late. The charter train should be here any minute. A blast from a foreign engine's whistle interrupted the Fat Controller, as the excursion train, filled with coaches full of excited enthusiasts, pulled into the station. The Fat Controller greeted them warmly, before the crowd began to move off to see the Caledonian engine waiting in the sidings. Cameras flashed and Donald felt flattered, but not as much as he was relieved.
Maybe this is easier than I thought.
Meanwhile, Percy was searching around for a place to hide Douglas. He thought of every siding he knew, but couldn't find anywhere. Just then, Diesel idled up to them. "Where have you been, Percy? You're meant to be helping me with the shunting, remember?"
Yes, Diesel, I am. I was just taking Donald to,
Taking him where, Percy?
Young Percy was just talking about me, trying to find my train, Diesel. That's all. Now I'll have you. Your fumes are giving me a pain in my small box.
Diesel snarled, then growled away. "Very well, but if I were you, I'd have taken him to the scrap heap, Percy. One less steam engine on a railway is a cleaner and happier railway." As he moved off, Percy spotted the perfect place for Douglas.
You are Donald. I'll hide you between these trucks. No one will know.
Thank you, Percy. Now, you better be off with Donald's train. He'll be waiting.
Yes, Douglas. Right away, Douglas. I'll see you later.
Meanwhile, much further up the line, Donald was having an easy time posing as Douglas, and the railway enthusiasts were impressed. The flash of cameras ticking gave the yard a whole different look, and Donald was the star attraction. Hitched up to a coach and a brake van, he gave rides up and down the sidings all morning, and often let people stand in his cab to talk to his driver and fireman. As he rested, two of the men came strolling up to him. "So, tell me, Douglas, what was it like escaping British Railways' wrath in all those years ago?" Donald was taken aback.
I'm not sure I see what you mean, sir.
"Oh, no need to hide yourself any more. You know you're safe from scrapping here. Would you mind telling us how you stowed away with number 9, when he was bought by your ex-controller?" Donald shivered. Being reminded of how close he was to being scrapped made his eyes twitch. He stuttered and forgot what to say next.
I was never going away for scrap. So Donald had bought me here in 1959. I never stole away.
"Oh, so it was Donald that told the lie. I could have sworn it was you, 57647.
No, it was Dougie. It was me who stole away here. That was a long time ago, though. Now, if you're done here with your questions, I best be off pulling the way brake van train. Whew, that was a close call.
Donald wasn't the only one having trouble. Back at the big yards, Diesel was having a hard time shunting the trucks himself, and he took his anger out on them. "Where is Percy?" he growled, bumping hard into a line of wagons loaded with machinery. "He's supposed to be helping me shunt these trucks." Diesel decided to begin looking for the little green tank engine, who was nowhere to be seen. Douglas was resting in the yard, and his crew were doing their best to repair him, but maintenance took longer than anticipated. All of a sudden, Douglas heard a horn, and an oily black shape rolled up to him. Douglas gulped in shock, and Diesel nearly did the same. "Donald, what are you doing here?" As it happened, Percy came rolling into the yards. He had been tired out pulling Douglas's ballast train up the Little Western, and now had come back to look for more trucks that Diesel had shunted for the larger tender engine. He soon became distracted when he heard a commotion arousing from the sidings.
Back off, Diesel. You should be shunting trucks.
And so are you, Percy. You've been gone all morning, and Donald here is having a rest. Oh, you steam engines are just pathetic.
I was just, looking for my train, that's all. It's due up on the main line soon.
And I can show you the trucks, Donald. They're waiting over there. Diesel's just shunted them for you. Haven't you, Diesel?
Diesel spluttered. He couldn't think what to say, nor what was going on, as Percy towed Douglas out of the yards.
Phew, that was a close call. I never liked that Diesel. Just a box of trouble, that always is.
I cannot agree more. Hold your wish, Percy, and get me out of sight before the inspector gets here.
Don't worry, Douglas. I could take you on this goods train and drop you off at the works to be fully landed.
That's major work, Percy, but be quick. I don't want any more Davis Diesels to see me.
Percy was soon hitched up and out and away with the long goods train. Meanwhile, Donald, or Douglas, was heading back from giving the rail enthusiast demonstration rides. No more mishaps had occurred, and he was looking forward to having a well-earned drink when he got home. He hadn't gone very far before he found Percy and Douglas idle on the main line, with not a cloud of steam nor a wheel turning. Douglas explained the situation. Percy had discovered that Donald's heavy goods was just too heavy for one industrial tank engine to manage alone. He was trying to catch his breath back.
Then fash yourself. I'll get this train moving faster than you can say Caledonian Railway.
Coupled up to the stricken train, Donald heaved with all of his might down the line. The beat of his pistons showed how determined he was to get the train to its destination, and his steam grew black with triumph. Before long, the cavalcade arrived safely at the works, and the engines were uncoupled and shunted onto the sidings. After his immense effort, Donald's water tank had nearly run dry. As Donald and Douglas swapped tenders and nameplates once again, they talked about each other's encounters.
I promise I didn't tell anybody, Donald. Honest.
Aye, isn't it you? I'm concerned about Percy and that young Diesel. He's the one that may let out the Fat Controller. He's the one I'm worried about. I'm going to keep my eye on him. Make sure he doesn't play any tricks on us.